right, Mom. I'll do it later. Mom, I'm in the middle of a show. I'll put my laundry away later. Oh, hey. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, Jimmy James. And it's this Monday night, and that means Stereo Joe. My mom's not here. I live alone. I swear. Mom, I'll be there later. Okay. Anyway, she's yelling at me about the dishes. They're soaking. I swear to God. Okay, I'm just kidding you. Guys, we got a killer show. It's episode, I think, 82 of the Stereo Joe show. We have a major guest on tonight. I am so excited. We got Boris Pelekh from Gogol Bordello. He is debuting. He just had a song come out on the 19th. Really excited. It's called Vultures. It's on Spotify. It's everywhere right now. We're going to be talking about it with him, but I'm really excited. But we also have a bunch of great guests. Up first, we got Mark Woodyatt. He is from Pennsylvania. He is a violin player who does some really cool outside stuff of the box with the violin. You're going to be really impressed. He's coming up right first, so stick around. Up second, we got Dan from the band Green Knuckle Material. We have played with them before. They have a great, awesome, high-energy band. We played a lot of shows with them at the Stanhope House. I think maybe even Debonair Music Hall. Anyway, they're going to be here tonight. We're going to be talking to them. I can't wait. And then up third, we got Timothy Hall. He's going to be talking to Johnny Popko. He's a singer-songwriter out from the West Coast, from LA, actually. So we're going to be talking to him, see what's been going on with him during the pandemic and everything, and what's new with his world. Anyway, then up fourth, we got my good buddy, Matt Habrial from Blind Choice. I'm so excited. They have a new EP coming out as well on December 3rd. So we're going to be talking about that. We're actually playing their EP release show on December 30th. So I'm even more excited about that. And then anyway, so we're going to be talking with him. And then, of course, we get to our big guest for the night, Boris, he's an awesome guy. And he's going to be performing a song acoustically. I am so excited. All right, I need to go take a sip of my coffee. Let's get this kicked off. We got a show, a song we're playing. Oh, my God. It's by Copperfields. Here it is right now. Oh, my God. Someone get me some crack. I need it.
Maybe we can find a way to work it out. When you hold me so close and you squeeze me so tight, I know that we will find a way to work it out. Yeah, I know that it's wrong, but it feels so right. Maybe we can find a way to work it out. Melt me with those eyes. How could I ever say no? I know that we will find a way to work it out. Yeah, you look so good, and you smell so nice. Maybe we can find a way to work it out. Though it's been so long, but it never grows old. I know that we will find a way. I know that we will find a way. I know that we will.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Jimmy James. This is the Stereo Joe Show. I got Nick backstage. He's got to tell you a little something. Let's get him on.
What's going on, everybody? How you doing out there tonight?
How you doing?
I'm excited to be here. Our schedule has been filling up, but before we tell you any more, I can't go any more without telling you about this beard that I love so much because of the beard products that I use on it. If you're wondering how does it get so nice on its own, it doesn't. It gets this nice with the help of the beard struggle, and it doesn't have to be a struggle for you either if you partner with them as well. If you use code StereoJO at checkout, not only will they give you 15% off your entire purchase, if you happen to be one of our friends who live in the US, they'll ship it to you for FREE if you spend $40 or more, and who doesn't love free shipping, especially around the holidays, because that would make a great gift for anybody, especially anybody who would be celebrating a birthday. Maybe like Jonathan Knight of New Kids on the Block, Michael Dempsey of The Cure, Barry Gaudreau of Boston, and Denny Dodry of Mamas and the Papas. Happy birthday to all of you, and thank you for all your contributions in the music industry.
Did someone say Jordan Knight? Oh, I think Remy knows who that is. Remy, you know Jordan Knight or what?
Yeah, sure. I wasn't really a fan, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, right. You've been hanging tough this whole time.
Lies.
All right, well, we got a pretty kick-ass show. Remy's got a major guest lined up for us tonight. She had to pay him beaucoup bucks, like what, $2 million just to come on the show?
Yeah. Steep.
Yeah, Remy's our funder. We really appreciate. No, I'm just kidding you. I don't know how she pulled this off. She did a great job, so we are so stoked. And we got Mark hanging backstage right now. Dude, you guys are going to be in for such a treat right now. This guy plays violin, but he doesn't play it like you've normally heard it. He's going to do something super sick. So I am really excited. Rem, do you know anything about Mark coming up?
I don't, right? But I love a good violin, so I'm excited.
Dude, I know you do. And you were going to be so excited when you hear it. Trust me, I'm hyping it up for a reason because it's awesome. And trust me, okay, I got to stop. Let me get out of here. Guys, I'll talk to you later. Blah, 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 blah. Adios. All right, guys, if you're just tuning in now, it's the Stereo Joe Show. Please share it right now so our guests get as much exposure as humanly possible. All right, with that said, we have a violinist coming up right now. His name is Mark. Please welcome him to the show. Oh, he's getting ready right now. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mark. What's up, buddy?
How you doing, guys? How you doing, Jimmy?
Doing well. I'm super excited to have you on the show.
Man, I'm psyched to be here. It's been a pretty crazy day for me, but I'm sure everybody's got their own stuff going on. It was one of the coldest mornings I've had trying to play the violin, and my friend Carrie Kenny, who is a musician who I work with, and she's from Reading actually, so she's very involved in the community there, and she's had me come down and perform for live streams as well. And it comes from a family of musicians, which is really an extraordinary family because they play Celtic music. So long story short, I play with a lot of different types of musicians, and one of the guys that I've had come into Scranton, his name's Jack Wargo, and he's a blues guitarist. He's got two brothers. One is a classical flautist, and one is an opera composer. And this cat has played with all sorts of incredible musicians. And he came to hear Celtic music when he was in town on St. Paddy's Day. And at Kenny's bar in Bald, I was able to, Jack got to hear me play Celtic music. And he turned to his brother, he said, I didn't know Mark played Celtic. And Ed said, yeah. Because Ed is one of these classical musicians that he's a flute player who can improvise as well, and he studied Baroque music. So
Oh,
it was just
wow.
kind of an interesting thing. Now, Carrie's mother passed on, so I played for the funeral today, and there was a harpist from the New York Philharmonic there, and he was absolutely excellent. I've worked with him once before. I've heard him play. He's usually the harpist that's played with the Northeastern Pennsylvania Philharmonic, and I got to solo with them when I was 14 years old. I know he wasn't playing because the harpist told me, I forgot to come in because your playing was so beautiful, which was like I had to throw that out there because that's just what she said. And that made my day. It was a good
Well,
excuse.
I'll tell you what, as soon as we got off in our sound check earlier, there was someone backstage. And as soon as I put them on, they were like, oh my God, that guy was amazing. So I think you have that effect on people with your music. And like you were saying, you play a little bit of everything, and you get around there. Where did it all start? What got you into music? What was the first thing that you said, I want to be a musician?
Well, much like my partner Lily, our first memories are of listening to records on an LP player. And when I was I guess what got me into it was my mother was an aerobics teacher, and she was looking at some research that had been done. I don't know if it was 60s, but this was kind of popular in the late 70s. I was born in 82. So basically, she was looking at this research that said if you play music when you've got a baby that hasn't been born yet, that they absorb it. And she just thought she'd test it out. And so she played the piano and she danced just rhythm for a violinist. For any violinists who are watching, that's a bad joke. They're probably like, everybody's probably insulted. Like, oh, but so I grew up in like MJ, you know what I mean? Thriller was coming up, boom, 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 Billie Jean. Like I must have heard this stuff subconsciously, and then that music affected me, but I never could play it. Finally, somebody gave me Korn, and I was like, what is this? You know, and I'm like, this isn't music, but at the same time, it made me feel a certain way. So that's when I started to get into like recordings and rock. I started to play along with Ozzy Osbourne. Actually, I think Black Sabbath first, and then I went from there to going to the Eastman School of Music for jazz violin, playing tango, which kind of has a little bit of everything thrown in there, because it wasn't just tango. It was like tango nuevo by this guy Piazzolla who had moved to New York. So it was like Americanized, like which America, to me, the American music has always been a way that you can kind of listen. You could hear all the different cultural influences. So for me, being a professional musician is like something that I love to do. And I also like to share with people that it's always created peaceful opportunities for me to be able to just like connect to people on the highest level where we're making music. I mean, if you want to argue with people, talk about, Donald Trump or Joe Biden or something. But if you want to make peace with people, and plus, I mean, Joe Biden is from Scranton. So it's kind of like one of those things where this area is a place that people need to have something that gets them beyond the politics. And, because I don't know who people vote for, and it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? When you put on something at a viewing, which I've been playing for, or a funeral, that's when people are really, I feel like, present. We're not distracted by anything. It's like, what do we live for? We live for the enjoyment of life. And so music got me kind of from a very young age. I was exposed to a lot of music. My mom was a child of the 60s and 70s when they had that kind of Renaissance type of stuff. So actually, I made a track for you tonight since we talked. I made a track, and I never heard it before. I just basically took a template, I mixed it. I did this like kind of patented thing. I thought, instead of trying to do like live screen mixing on my iPad, I'll pre-record this tune, which I did 25 minutes ago. So I thought it's got some acoustic stuff in it, and it's a challenge for me. I do things like that every day, and I feel like one of the things that I like to share with people is that the music I play with, or that I post online, if there's no violin, it's intended to be performed with. And if there is, it's usually something that I created separately and then kind of just did like a one take over. So I do these things in like one take using a program called Novation Launchpad, which is kind of for DJs. And just
Oh,
so that
wow.
I could perform live, I kind of cut the tone a little bit. So I hope this sounds good. If you'd like, I
Ooh.
could
Yeah. Well, with that said,
step
let's
right
go
in.
right to that. I'm gonna
Awesome.
pop out, but I'll come back in right as soon as you're done.
Hey, thanks for having me, Jimmy. Hope you guys like this. This is called Stereo Joe Flow. There's a little static in the beginning.
Bravo. Wow,
Jim.
Mark. That was a freaking amazing, dude. Honestly, you didn't disappoint. I told everyone it was going to be amazing. and it certainly
Oh,
was.
thank you.
Let's bring on Nick onto the show real quick.
That
Nick,
was
how
really
about
fun.
that, man?
Dude, no joke. You can't see because I'm wearing sleeves, but I had chills while you were playing. And if you weren't wearing headphones during the performance, I suggest after the show you go back and watch the replay with headphones because that was amazing.
What's crazy, right, is that the studio that I live in is not only beautiful, but we've got like a mattress on the ground over there. I've got like sound absorption panels. I've got the speaker like just pointed up to the ceiling. Bluetooth, from my iPad, I basically got to going through this ohm. So I've got like some nice compression and stuff on it just to tighten up the sound. But really, it's amazing how good this sounds, just like with the right absorption and reflection. So it's ideal. I never would have thought it would sound so good with this one computer, but I basically got a grant. Lackawanna County, where I live in, had this artist grant, and I didn't realize that the county where I'm from, which is another arts-loving area in Pennsylvania. I understand you guys are from. Are you from East Stroudsburg, or am I totally off?
I work over in Stroudsburg. Yeah, over by Stroudsburg.
Right. I mean, what a great area for music, right? I've made music there many times. Like, I love Spencer and Nancy Reed are two of my favorite people. I got to work with Phil Woods at the Deerhead Inn. So I would always kind of, and Matt Abel, who's a wonderful man, I got to be on one of his albums, which was really funny music and great to work with. I love that area. Just have looked into your cultural appreciation.
Oh, Mark, you're breaking up a tiny bit. Oh no, are you there? Shoot.
But
we lose him.
Oh, good.
You know what? Let's. Oh,
yeah.
There you go. You're back.
Probably.
Hello.
But Mark, this is Remy real quick. Rem,
Hi,
what do you think?
I think he's gone again.
Oh no. Shoot. Well, listen.
Oh.
Mark, we're at the last minute of our thing anyway. But so look, real quick, we're gonna put your links up, guys. That is Mark. You're gonna want to go check him out. He is one sick ass violin player. He was just plucking and doing these like finger tapping. It was honestly freaking too much, guys. Go check him out right now. I feel so bad. It's the end of our time. Otherwise, I'd like click him back and bring him back on. But by the time we get him back, it's gonna be all messed up. But guys, that is Mark. Go follow him right now. And we're going to get him on the show again real soon because obviously we need another performance of him and we need to talk to him again. So, Nick, if you don't mind, go let him know that right now. Rem, we'll be coming back with you in just a minute. All right, guys, if you're tuning in right now, it's Monday night. That means Stereo Joe show. Shit, man, I'm sorry. It's not my fault. If it's the bonus smoke. No, I'm joking. Okay, I'm totally kidding. Nick's backstage laughing. Guys, all right, listen, we got another great group of oh my God, I can't do it tonight. We got another great group of guys backstage as we're waiting right now. It's Dan and Dan from the band Green Knuckle Material. Please welcome them to the show.
Yo. Hey. Yo.
Guys, you're gonna have to take over talking because I'm just trouble over here. But how you guys doing?
We're doing fantastic.
Yeah, we were actually just watching some Naruto as we were waiting to jump on here.
Yeah, the bridge to Orochimaru. It's an awesome scene.
Excellent. Okay, so you guys are getting hyped up for this. I'm excited.
Yeah.
So what have you guys been doing? It's been a minute since we've actually played a show together before. It was like years ago. But what have you guys been doing since then?
More of that.
Yeah, a lot more of those show things.
Tons of gigs.
Nice. Nice. You got new music? What's going on?
Yeah, so we just released an EP called the Nothing Set in Stone EP. It's all right. We're working on some more music now, but we also one of the bigger moves that we've made is we started doing 3-hour cover gigs as a means of making money, and that's been really nice to us.
Yeah, it helps to have like the extra income to put into like music, and like we want to start doing videos for each song that we put out, and it's just like it's not cheap unless you have like a friend that's doing videos of high quality for free, which we don't have that. So we have to pay for every music video we put out. So we want to be putting out good quality video content, good quality audio content. So we got to just work a lot to make the money to be able to do that.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize how much goes into it, and they always want to pay you an exposure. But you guys have taken the path now. Let's do some covered gigs. And you know what's great? They really draw people in. And then if you can, you sneak one of your own in there. And that's always a good way to go.
Yeah, we play a bunch of our own usually.
Yeah, we throw them in there. Mostly when you're playing these bars, people just want to hear covers. But when we play our own, we usually get good reaction, which is really nice.
They don't even know it's not a cover.
Yeah. So like you always see girls pretending they know the lyrics, which is really great.
That's when you know you're doing something right.
We literally saw a girl like pretending to sing our song "Isolate," like she thought she was supposed to know the lyrics.
Well, she was surrounded by people that actually did.
Yeah,
know
we
the
had
lyrics.
like fans there,
so she thought like
she's like, oh, if they know this song, like everybody must know.
It was really
yeah, exactly. She's like, no, that's awesome. Well, and honestly, you guys do have great songs, so it's not a surprise to me. Now, if you could tell me a little bit about the band, like about the members of the band, and if you describe your sound and whatnot.
We've been having trouble finding what we'd classify our sound as because we've had so many lineup changes. Like I think Dan's the only original member of the band. Like he's the only member that's been in the band since it was created. Everybody else has been either left or been replaced.
People come and go. You know how it is.
I know exactly how it is.
Music scene.
Yeah. So right now we have a core 4, and then our sax player has been taking almost like an auxiliary role where he's coming to the shows that he can make, but he's super busy with work. So he hasn't been able to make any shows that are out of state, but he's still very much involved in the band. And then we have Mud Dog, who's the original
guitar player. Yeah. He stays in touch and he'll come and play if it's a big show. And, I always say he's untouchable. You just can't get rid of him.
Yeah,
he's been there for so long. We're not untouchable.
He's got untouchable status. No,
we can totally be touched. Yeah,
you can touch us now. Yeah. But then we have our drummer.
He's the one guitar player. So we'll be like the primary songwriters. Whatever. We could go. Yeah. But that one guitar player can never leave.
He's got S status. But we have our drummer Tony Baja, our lead electric guitarist, the Cuban Missile, and then D string on bass and vocals, and then I play rhythm, acoustic guitar, and vocals, and I might be transitioning to more electric stuff.
We keep saying you're going to transition to electric.
I just love the acoustic.
Yeah, I think the acoustic is part of our sound.
Yeah.
It is like it always has been from the beginning. Like there's always been an electric and an acoustic guitar. Like that's how the band really was meant to sound. So even when before Dan was even in the band and we recorded our first album, Mike Mud Dog played all electric parts, but he also did all acoustic. So like we always had electric and acoustic in the music because it was always like a big part of the sound that we were going for.
I love that. And I had that with one of my buddies where he always played the acoustic, but he played it like a crazy person. You would have thought he was playing like lead, but it was insane. But I love the way that sounds though. So like if you do go to electric, that's going to be like tricky. Like, are you thinking of like playing clean, or are you going to use like a certain effect? Like how would you kind of do that? Or would it kind of just be like, let's really go in a new direction?
No, that's a really great question. As far as when we do the cover stuff, a lot of these songs, like we'll be doing, let's say Stacy's Mom, 1985, like all those late 90s, early 2000s hit songs that everybody knows all the words to. Like we'll play those, and those kind of require 2 electric. So I was like, all right, I'm just going to go ahead and start doing the electric thing. But then I ran into a problem because I don't have a pedal board. So I was just basically bring my amp to gigs, putting in the electric, and then when I needed to go clean, I wasn't able to just go clean, and it was becoming a huge problem. So the Cuban Missile just started taking over the majority of the electric parts. I've been playing the rhythm on acoustic just for my own
and a lot of our
ease of it.
A lot of our original songs also have 2 electrics. We've had 2 electric players. We had 2 electrics and an acoustic for so long, and we were trying to transition to just 1 electric guitar player. And then the producer we're working with for the song we're working on right now, he's like, just record a bunch of electric tracks
Yeah.
and send me everything. So literally, I just sent him like 100 stems for the song, and I would say 80 of them are electric guitar tracks.
And he says literally 100 because it was literally 100 stems.
Literally 100 stems.
And 80 of them were guitar. Yeah, it was.
I think a little less than 80 were electric guitar, but there were most of them. There were like 2 bass tracks.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was like 65 stems that were electric guitar.
Yeah, at least 60.
Oh, that's awesome.
So the sound is kind of, so we're, like I said, we're having trouble finding the sound, but it's kind of transitioning into this kind of modern pop punk ish vibe.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's still very eclectic.
Yeah.
And it's unique, I feel like, because he's a unique vocalist who's bringing something a little different to the table.
Because I very much like contemporary pop music, so that's like where my the first artist that I ever fell in love with was Ed Sheeran. Well, I mean, I guess I grew up listening to 3 Days Grace, Bullet for My Valentine, all those harder bands. But Ed Sheeran just hit me different, and then I loved his vocal style, and I kind of modeled my own style after that. And then I got into really just contemporary pop music. But then I started playing in this like hard rock band, and
That's great.
Yeah, it was kind of an adjustment period, and now it's finding
Starting to come together.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
I love it. Well, it's funny that you said Ed Sheeran because we're like recording like a like electronic-y pop type album. So I was like, let me study the greats right now. And of course, Ed Sheeran's tearing it up. And I just became addicted to Bad Habits and Shivers. It's like not even funny. I've been listening to a
funny story with Shivers. We were up in New Hampshire, so like 5 hours away, and we were driving back. So I had a 5-hour drive. I beasted the whole 5-hour drive. I think the first 3 hours we listened to the Shivers on
It was on repeat for 3 hours straight. And our electric guitarist, like the song would end, and I was like, "Aw," and then Dan would play it again. And I go, "There we go." Yeah. And then the Cuban Missile was in the back seat. He's like, "You guys suck. You guys." And he puts in his headphones and just like passes out. We're just
There's always one. He's like, I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, listen, we got an even better song called Memories by you guys that we're going to play right now. You want to tell us about this real quick in like 20 seconds, and then we'll get it rolling.
Well, speaking of that pop punk vibe that I said we were transitioning to, this is nothing like that.
It's an acoustic song.
Yeah.
So it's a very an acoustic like folk pop song.
This is like an acoustic ballad. It was written by a guitar by Dan lost his uncle. His uncle left his father a guitar, and his father opened the guitar, and he's like, "What you got for me?" And he just played this. They played the same riff.
My dad wrote pretty much the music to this, and then I was like, "Oh, this is great." I started writing lyrics, and then Dan did what Dan does. Made some. We have a lot of like different ways we write songs, but like if I write the lyrics, I just pretty much give him free reign to make any changes he needs to make to either improve them or make them work with his melody, because I don't try to force a melody on a singer who we don't really sing anything alike.
Right. And Dan's really, really great at lyrics, and he writes really deep lyrics. And my job is to pretty much take what's written and kind of, fit it in with syllables, add some alliteration and different words that make more sense, and just kind of like puzzle piece it together. And when we do that, we come with some really cool stuff. And I just love the way this song came together.
Well, dude, what a great way to set it up. So let's start it, and we'll be right back.
We'll do it.
I'll be far away from me. Where can I love you? Only in my mind. Here in the plane of positivity, I'll always know this is not right. 'Cause you and me is all I've ever need. Love can be a fickle, finite thing.
It's playing the video.
I'm not sure.
so.
He says everyone can see and hear you. So I think we are the show now.
Oh,
Hello.
I don't know what happened. Shoot. All right, guys. My computer froze, and it really messed this up. But we're going right back to the song. I don't know what happened.
Did you see us on the show? Dan's like, "Are we backstage?" I was like, "I think we're in the show." It says everyone.
there were like dog cookies.
I don't know what happened. Remy, what was going on that whole time? Let me share the screen.
I don't know. It was kind of confusing. And then they didn't know that they were on the show. And then they just started talking. It was good.
Oh God, this my machine just
Now look at all these
froze. It
dogs
wouldn't let me
here.
click anyone in or out.
Oh, what cute
It's
puppy.
the real show.
You want to see the real cute one? Hold on.
Yes.
He does like to be picked up, but Dan picks him up
He
anyway.
just bit me.
Never mind.
But this is Molly.
Now he wants me to give
Molly,
him a
come here.
cookie.
Show your face to the people. There you go.
Oh, hi, Pop.
We got
She's
Sophie.
very good.
Oh God, Sophie. She fell.
She was there for a second.
Sophie, are you okay?
That's Sophie.
Oh, hi, Sophie.
I wish I could get one.
All right, we're back in action.
There we go.
Jimmy, you're muted.
Far, you are always far away from me. Where can I love you? Only in my mind. Here, in the plane of positivity, I'll always know this is not right. 'Cause you and me is all I'll ever need. Love can be a fickle, finite thing. Nothing lasts forever. What's eternity when nothing lasts? At least there's memories. For you are always far away from me, so I can love you only in my song. There, everything is clear in melody, but I still know that this is wrong. 'Cause you and me is all I want to be. We are trapped in such anxiety. Nothing lasts forever. What's eternity when nothing lasts? At least there's memories. Better now, but you're not here. All I ever wanted, and yet there's tears. 'Cause you and me is what can never be. But distance rips us up, it's frustrating. Nothing lasts forever. Who needs eternity? Yeah, nothing lasts, at least there's memories. When nothing lasts, at least there's memories. When nothing lasts, hold on to memories. I miss you. I'm sorry.
chilling with green knuckle material. Guys, memories. That was absolutely awesome. I'm in love with that. Oh no, where'd they go? There they are. Guys, that song was great. You got an awesome voice, Dan.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Song
yeah, honestly. All right, I got another co-host that was hanging out backstage. You talked to her for a second before. This is Remy. Rem, what's up?
Hey guys, that was great. I mean, I'm only crying a little, so
it gets me every time.
That's the goal. We want to make you cry.
Anyway, that was fantastic. But I need to know what is green knuckle material?
It doesn't.
It isn't.
What it is that it isn't. Okay. All right.
It's there's a whole comic book on it.
Yeah, we have a comic book.
Yeah, it's gonna be
with that gives the backstory.
It's gonna be an anime one day.
Very cool.
The idea is that green knuckle material is the energy needed to save the universe or something.
Yeah, it's something like that.
But as far as like how the name came about, we have no idea.
I didn't name the band.
Yeah,
the guys who named the band aren't in the band anymore. So.
Okay.
and if you ask them, they don't know.
Right on.
I love how it goes. Well,
Right.
guys, honestly, that song was amazing, and it was a bit different from when we played with you, like you mentioned. So you guys have a little bit of everything. Is there anything else that we should maybe be on the lookout for?
Probably not going to do another single till I would say March, the earliest. We got some shows coming up. We're going to be in LBI this Friday at Nardi's.
Saturday.
Sorry. And then we'll be in Fairfield at the Claremont Distillery on the 18th. And then we're playing at Stanhope House again with Bumpin' Uglies January 6th.
Oh, okay. Maybe we can get that one. I was gonna say the 18th. We got a gig at Debonair. Otherwise, that sounded like a good one to go to. But
I like Debonair.
Debonair's great. It's a great venue.
It's great.
Stanhope House is always a good time though.
Oh yeah, I love Stanhope too. You can't go wrong there. So. Well, listen, guys, it's that time of the night where I got to run on you, but I'm so glad you came on. How funny was that mess up? That was great.
It was classic.
The best part was there was nobody left but us.
You're like, we're taking over. But no, Green Knuckle Material. Everyone go follow them. Guys, I hope you have a great holiday and everything. Thank you so much, and talk to you soon.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, Rem, we're coming back to you too. Guys, if you're just tuning in, this is the Stereo Joe Show. Up next, we got the one and only Johnny Popko, who is going to be interviewing Timothy Hall, great musician, singer, songwriter, guitarist. So you're not going to want to miss that. Guys, let's welcome on Johnny to the show real quick. Hey.
Buddy, are you sponsored by Adidas, or are you doing a boy band now? What's going on here?
Exactly. I'm doing a hybrid New Kids on the Block meets Run DMC, and okay. I'm tagging them. I keep inviting them to collaborate with me on Instagram, but they never do. Those sons of bitches.
It looks good on you. Looks good on you.
Yo, thank you, guys. Here he is, the one and only Johnny Popko. All right, so we got an awesome musician for you tonight. We're going all the way out to LA for you, and we got Timothy Patrick Hall coming on. So, without further ado, let's welcome him to the show.
Hello.
Timothy Patrick Hall. What's up, brother?
Hey, how you doing, Johnny?
Good, man. So I just started listening to your music tonight, and before I saw what you looked like, and I'm like, this has like this early '80s vibe to it. And now that I see you, I'm like, this makes a lot of sense. You got that rocker vibe.
I always tell everybody I'm a child of the '70s. You know, that's the best rock music that ever existed, in my opinion. But
all right, well, you just put out a new song, right?
Yeah. Yep. Went live on streaming platforms this weekend on Friday. It's called Ain't Dead Yet.
Yeah. So, talk a little bit about, where your music style comes from.
Well, I grew up I'm from the East Bay, San Francisco Bay Area. And I grew up digging Creedence Clearwater Revival. That was my base. That was the start of it all for me. The local radio station in the AM radio station, KFRC, played a lot of Motown, Sly and the Family Stone. They played the Beatles a lot, and that's another major influence. So all that stuff sort of formed a foundation for me. Throughout other things, I discovered the hard rock stuff, and I love Deep Purple and Montrose. And of course, I was a big Kiss fan for a long time. I love Bad Company. As far as the newer things, you know, I love The Living End from Australia. I love Muse, King's X, Bad Religion, you know. And then I have a special place in my heart for just about anything out of Texas, especially Stevie Ray Vaughan, Archangels, Charlie Sexton, you know, Gary Clark Jr., ZZ Top. I can just keep going, you know.
Sure. And you're out in LA, right?
Yep, I am. North Hollywood.
What's it like out there right now?
It's beautiful. You know, I mean, where else in the country can you get like, you know, 82 degrees at the end of November? If you live in Southern California and complain about the weather, you are by definition an ingrate. And I know I'm quoting somebody from Frank Zappa's band loosely, but
no. But as far as like, and I feel like that part of the country is. How are you navigating the whole COVID-19 and are you out playing shows or what's going on with that?
I'm not actually. I've been locked down since, you know, the band I was rehearsing with and playing with about early March or late March 2020. Drummer bailed out, you know, because of the lockdown and everything. And I just decided to lock myself up in a studio and just work my tunes, woodshed. And then I started making videos and putting them on my YouTube channel. So I've got a whole bunch of my original material on YouTube. I've got a Facebook page, you know, and I just got onto Spotify and Apple Music. Okay, and cool. But the trajectory is to get out and play live, you know. Gotcha. So this format is one way, but I'd really like to be doing it with a drummer, bass player, and probably a keyboard player too, you know. Gotcha. So I can bring the whole thing, you know, my whole vision.
Very cool. Are you in a home studio right now?
No, I'm actually at a rehearsal spot that I use.
Oh, very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, I live in an apartment, so I don't really want to. I got a really loud voice, so and we have a new neighbor upstairs. She'd be kind of like, "What the heck?"
Well, I feel like you're ready to jam for us. So, what do you have?
Sure.
What do you have coming for us?
Well, being as we were just talking about my single "Ain't Dead Yet," I thought I would do a stripped down acoustic version of that.
Beautiful. Let's do it.
Okay, here it is. Hey. There you go.
Very nice, man. I always like when musicians do stripped down versions of their songs.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
just gives that different perspective almost, you know?
Well, to quote, David Lee Roth, if you can't do it under one white and a pair of jeans, you can't do it.
So
yeah,
as far as
it is kind of a test also, because if you're an electric player,
right,
you have to strip things down. It can make it difficult. And I have a tendency, some of my songs, to use a vibrato arm a lot. So that's a bit of a challenge if you're trying to do that on an acoustic guitar, you know.
Sure. Very cool. So, I mean, we're almost at the end of the 2021 here. Any plans for this year? And I know you mentioned you kind of want to get out and playing. What's your plans for 2022?
Find a couple of guys to, complement what I'm doing live, rhythm section at least. And, start playing bars and having a good time, man, living life, playing music. We all need to get back to that. As tough as it is, the adaptability is proving itself to be at least something that we're making happen, and who knows what the new reality is. But I mean, could you imagine a life without live music? I can't.
No way, man. I feel for you guys as musicians, who kind of got stuck in a bad place, the past, definitely a year. I mean, like we're kind of, not where you are, but like where we are on the East Coast, there's kind of a light at the end of the tunnel, and people are going out and they're moving and their shows are happening, and we're seeing live music. But yeah, it's gotta be tough where you're at.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, my biggest, I have a podcast that focuses on musicians and music, and one question I always ask them is how have you been able to kind of navigate through all this? Because as a musician, part not of only like writing and recording music, but like being in front of an audience and being having that feedback and being on stage, and that's all part of the whole thing too. So
it definitely is.
I was always thinking about you guys and how you were making it through it.
It's depressing, when that is absent. It's you feel it. It's depressing.
Yeah, and you've probably been rocking for a long time, right?
Yeah.
How many years?
Oh, many.
20, 30? What are we looking at?
Oh, many.
Yeah.
I've done other things, and I've been in bands that were, one band that was signed. I got to tour a little bit. I've been overseas a little bit, and then I've done other things here locally. Stylistically, you wouldn't recognize me. I was a greaser for a while. Did a kind of a Setzer, Reverend Horton Heat inspired thing called Fast Auto. I've done a lot of things. I was a lead singer of a band called Cry Wolf that was on Epic Records in Japan and IRS in the States. We were briefly on MTV, and then our gear got ripped off in the middle of a tour, and our label shelved us. And it's that whole story that you've heard a million times. The story you don't hear, not rags to riches story, but the rags to what happened story.
Can you tell us what's the coolest thing you've seen in your travels?
The sun rising over Mount Fuji has to be the coolest thing I saw in all my travels.
Very cool.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
That's something, as musicians, you guys get to do a lot of traveling and see the world and see a lot of, you guys always kind of, how do I put this? You take the risks and you hit the road and you try to make it. But people are always like, well, what if you don't make it? And a lot of guys are like, you know what? Even if I don't make it, I've seen more of the country than, some people see their entire lives.
Yeah. Well, every city that we were in it for like 36 hours. So it was hard to really take it in,
Yeah.
But
you're still there.
There are some things that I did get to see that I wouldn't have gotten to see probably otherwise. Well, who knows?
Yeah.
It's funny. I hadn't seen the United States till after I had gone to Japan.
Oh, kidding.
I was just a California boy. So.
Yeah. Cool, man. Well, congrats on the new song. Any future singles that we can expect, or?
Sorry, somebody's rolling something down the hall. I can barely hear you. Say that again, Johnny.
I said any future songs you plan on releasing, or?
Oh, did you hear that? There's a
Yeah,
train
what
going
is?
by. It's actually a road case, but I'm sorry. Say that one more time.
No, I was saying congrats on the new song.
Thank you.
Can we expect any more new music
Yeah.
in the future?
Definitely. I got tons and tons and tons of songs. I've been writing them for a long time. So
Very cool.
they just keep coming. And anybody that's interested in hearing, my stuff or checking it out, please come to my YouTube channel. I got a YouTube channel, Instagram, Facebook, and a website, and they're all the same name, Timothy Patrick Hall.
And we got Nick. He put it up on the screen here. So thank you, Nick, for that. And
Thank
Tim,
you, Nick.
Thanks for joining us tonight. Really appreciated the few minutes we got to talk. And
thank you for having me. I really
man,
appreciate
thanks.
it.
All right, guys. Johnny, you know what? You get to talk to all cool guests. We always try to give you someone really cool, and I'm jealous. That guy had a monster slide guitar, man. He was killing it.
Well, it's funny. I saw it as his finger at first. I thought maybe he had a splint on his finger. I'm like, that would have been really dumb of me if I didn't pay attention and see what that was. I was like, oh, you're going to play a guitar with a broken pinky?
Well, I'll tell you what, Timothy, I got to have you back on. I got a million questions to ask you. You seem like a Zeppelin guy. I love Zepp. And you know what, Tim, you got 1 sec? Let me pull you on real quick. Are you still there?
Yep.
Hey, are you a Zeppelin fan or what?
Sure. I actually saw them. Now I'm giving my age away.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you what. I love it, and I could hear the influence in you. But you had mentioned a killer concert to me. Bad Company, you mentioned.
Yeah. Yes.
That was something good for the people trying to come up and understand how to do it right. Bad Company. What year was that?
There's a great YouTube video that I saw the other day. It was Bad Company in Long Beach in 1974, and there was a banner for Don Kirsh's rock concert up, so I guess they were filming for it. And I was just saying, I even left a comment on the YouTube channel. I said this is probably one of the best things I've ever seen on YouTube, and I think any band, established or aspiring, should watch that thing as a scrimmage film just to see, great songs, great parts, great interplay between band members, and an amazing frontman.
I love it. All right. I got one final question for you, although I could talk to you all night. You mentioned you love 70s rock. I do too. But who was that one guilty pleasure that you had back in the day?
Musically?
Yeah.
Well, they still are, and I could go down the list all day, but, like I said, the earliest stuff was Deep Purple and Montrose and the Winter Brothers and Rick Derringer. Then came Kiss, and that changed me. That just changed me when I saw them on Midnight Special. It absolutely it was like, I guess if I saw the Beatles in 64, it might be the same effect. I don't remember seeing them in 64.
Those are the easy ones. Who's that one that you don't want to tell anybody? For me, it was Paula Abdul in the 80s.
Lou Gramm is my favorite singer of all time. So the early Foreigner stuff, and Lou Gramm and Paul Rodgers, those two guys are like, and Freddie Mercury too. Those guys are my favorite singers of all time.
All right. Well, I love it. Well, listen, thank you so much for coming on the show. Absolute pleasure. Everyone go check out Timothy Patrick Hall right now. Thanks so much, brother.
Thank you.
All right. Johnny, he's the only one that ever got 2 goodbyes. All right. And now I got to say goodbye to you. Johnny, thanks so much. Everyone go check out the Pop Go Project, or Johnny's going to come find you.
Yeah. Do it.
All right. I'll catch you later, brother. Thanks for coming on. Bye. All right, guys. We got Nick and Remy backstage. They're like so depressed. They haven't even been around the whole night. Hey, I know Utes.
Dude, that voice was mind-blowing. When he mentioned he had a loud voice, I had a feeling he meant a lot of power. And you could tell he has so much he was still not even letting out, that probably seeing him live is a real treat.
I love it. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I loved his tattoos too. He was like really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a legit rocker.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, listen, we don't have Alyssa tonight to do a list of reviews because she's like, busy visiting the world doing vacation. But yeah, she didn't even bring us. She left us here in the freezing cold in New Jersey. But Nick, we got another video we're going to go to. But before we do, can you tell me about that beard just one more time?
I thought you'd never ask. I've been dying to talk about this beard. You may wonder, how does it get so nice? It doesn't get so nice on its own. We partnered with the Beard Struggle, and if you use our code StereoJO at checkout, they'll give you 15% off all of their amazing products. And if you happen to spend $40 or more, they'll ship it to you for free. And it's the holiday season, so why not go nuts for your friends?
Now it's time to go in. You're burning me down again. Deep inside, you know it. It's time to go out and dance. If I believe every single move you do, really give me all the music, that's the groove. If I believe every single word you say, really give me all the music, starts to play. You know you're burning me down again. No time to move or breathe out. Yeah, no, just to know it, just to know it. Just to know it, just to know it. Yeah, no, just to know it. Don't nobody wanna talk about it. Don't nobody wanna talk about it. Just to know it. Don't nobody wanna talk about it. Don't nobody wanna talk about it. Just to know it. Don't nobody wanna talk about it. Don't nobody wanna talk about it. Just to know it. Don't nobody wanna talk about it. Don't nobody wanna talk about it. Now it's learn to go in. You're burning me down again. Deep inside, you know it. It's time to go out and dance. If I believe every single thing you do, really give me all the music, starts to groove. If I believe every single word you say, really give me all the music, starts to play. You know you're burning me down, yeah. No time to move or breathe out, yeah, no. Just to know it, just to know it. Just to know it, just to know it. Yeah, no, just to know it. Don't nobody wanna talk about it. Don't nobody wanna talk about it. Just to know it. Don't nobody wanna talk about it. Don't nobody wanna talk about it. Just to know it. Don't nobody wanna talk about it. Don't nobody wanna talk about it. Just to know it. Don't nobody wanna talk about it. Don't nobody wanna talk about it. Oh yeah.
All right, those are my good buddies in Minor King. I absolutely love that song. One time they were foolish enough to let me up on stage with them singing. I was wasted. I had a blast. It was great. Guys, I got Nick backstage. What's up, Nick?
I love how you say foolish enough. I bet it was a great time and that it was a fun time also. But speaking of performing, we wanted to stop and let people know that it's also a great time to share this because we do have some more guests for tonight. But also, Stereo Joe's going to be performing possibly in your area very soon. We've got Loaded December. And if you happen to be in the Jersey or PA area or even New York, let us know because we've got shows coming up on December 8th or December 9th in Hoover's Tavern. We've got December 10th, which is in the Greeks in New Jersey. December 11th, we are going to be playing a special party in New York. If you're one of our friends in the area, let us know. December 18th, we're going to be going over to Debonair Music Hall with some of our friends. And then December 26th and 30th, we're going to be playing the Sherman Showcase 30th with our friends who you are going to learn a little bit about coming up next.
From one of the greatest bands to ever come out of Pennsylvania. They are taking the world over right now. We have the legendary bass player sitting backstage right now. His name is Hot Matthew. Please welcome him to the show. Hot Matthew! What up?
Hey, what's up, guys? Hot Matthew, that's
Yo.
pretty cool. That has a ring to it, I think.
That's right.
Yo, that's official. I'm introducing you at the next show.
Oh, dude. No, this is great, though. We got Jimmy. We got Nick / George Harrison.
That's right. There's something about
Remy's
him.
in
I don't
here
know what it
somewhere.
is. Yo,
You're
bro.
actually, I got this picture ready in preparation. If we can put it like side by side.
Yo, I'll make it bigger. Hold on. Ready? But yeah, there we go.
Oh, there we go.
Let me take me.
Dude, that's perfect, actually. Your beard is a little better than his, I think.
George, oh, actually, George passed away. I take it back. Guys, I'm so sad. Okay, I'm out of here. No.
Great musician, great guy. Beautiful.
Yeah, one of my favorite bands, the Beatles. That's why Nick, I think, dresses like that. But my other favorite band is on right now, and that's Blind Choice.
Hey.
So, dude,
What's
you
up, guys?
are out of state right now. I don't know if I'm allowed to tell that, people, but he's currently in prison. He's right now,
he's solitary confinement, as you can see by the...
He's in Alcatraz right now, but we snuck in a little Wi-Fi for him. I've missed him like crazy. What have you been doing, bro, since we last talked?
Yeah, I've just been out of school. I'm at California State University, Monterey Bay. Just kind of doing my thing out here. Communication design is the major. And yeah, I haven't been with the band for a few months now. We've actually had someone filling in. Lennon is his name, and he's really good. So they played a few shows pretty much around the Scranton area while I was gone. But yeah, it's been cool out here, just exploring the area. It's like I have a little apartment here in Marina that I'm living at, so it's not like right on the dorms, but it's right by the beach. You know, I got like a collection of sand dollars here and everything. Just been exploring.
I love it. Have you tried surfing?
No, man, no. I don't have a car out here either. So it's kind of, I've been mountain biking a lot, but dude, surfing is scary, man. Like, it looks fun when you're watching it on like YouTube or something. It's like, oh yeah, I could go do that. But then you get up to where the big waves are. It's like, no way.
Real deal.
Like,
and that's a big ocean.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Pacific Ocean. It's pretty nuts. There's so much to explore though.
That's awesome. So I'm excited. So you are coming back though, and we're playing a show together in just over a month on the 30th. That is going to be such a killer show. Tell us why we're celebrating.
Dude, I can't wait. We have a new EP coming out. It's called Silver Linings. Actually, luckily enough, I was able to do the artwork for it. So I had the opportunity to do that. And here, I'll give you a little hint, which I think they put the art out somewhere, but this is like the first sketch that we had of it.
Oh, that's cool. Dude, that's awesome.
We're excited, though. We had a good time recording it. We recorded at Soundmind Studios in Stroudsburg. You guys might know about them. And yeah, it's coming out December 3rd, actually. So pretty soon. 4 more days, I think.
Wow. Oh, dude, that's actually really close. So if you're not following them, we're going to get their links up so that you can, so that you're there for that release. But was there one song in particular that you had more fun recording than the others?
Oh, man, that's tough.
or one that presented a challenge? Like you were like, damn, this one was hard.
Yeah, I had to rap on one. That was weird and
Oh,
scary. We'll see how it turns out. It's going to be an experiment there. But I think it turned out pretty good. We tried our hardest with everything we do and just have fun with it. But one of my favorites on there, I'll give the name out. Yeah, it's probably okay if I give the name out. It's called Relive. And it's a pretty old song that Dylan wrote. And when did he probably wrote it around 16, I think. And we're finally like getting to record it and stuff. It's like a real positive song. So I'm excited for that one. It's more of a ballad, a little slower, some acoustics in there and everything. But
nice.
Yeah, we just had a good time recording it.
That's really cool. And you mentioned Dylan's been doing a lot with writing lately. I know this was like a little bit of a throwback one for you that he went back into the vault, but you've been saying he's been doing a lot of writing, which means you guys have some juices flowing.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, him and Tanner have just been going nuts. Even we're lucky that Lennon, they could still keep going with it with the 3-piece band and everything. And yeah, Dylan's been writing a lot. Tanner's been learning all the production stuff at his school and everything in Millersville. So yeah, and luckily enough, they'll actually let me back in to play some too, in the winter. That's always cool.
Well, absolutely, dude. You deserve it. Now I got to bring in my resident bass player, Remy Gale, because she's the bass player.
Hey, Remy.
Hey, Matt. Good to see you.
Oh yeah, I remember Remy. Yep.
And this is Matt. He is awesome at bass as well. So I gotta let the two bass players talk. Nick, we're just gonna sit here and be quiet. No, I'm kidding.
Oh. Well, yeah, I remember playing the show at Remy played with us at the Sherman Theater on the big stage. That was cool, man. Good times.
Oh yeah.
That was
good time.
Legendary. That was coming up on 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
December of, I guess, 2019?
Wow.
Yep.
Time flies, huh?
Oh, yeah.
I can't believe it's been that long, and the world changed a lot since then. Was that that wasn't our last show together, was it, Matt?
No, we played July. What was it? Sometime in July at the festival in Bangor.
Oh, 5 Acre Fest. Duh. Yeah.
5 Acre Fest. Yeah.
Cool. We even talked about that earlier. I'm under a lot of pressure.
Clearly.
You're so nervous for the guest.
I am so nervous. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That's a big deal. I'm nervous too.
Yeah,
man. That's a good thing, though. Honestly.
It's Matt in the hat.
It'll be good.
Now, real quick, before I go to we're gonna play a music video. I've been checking out what you've been doing on Instagram, and you made my life, bro. You've been sharing a lot of like different albums and music that inspires you, and you shared one by Tortoise TNT that no one else in the world ever knows. I saw you share the cover. I was like, I knew I liked this kid. I knew it, bro. How did you find out about them?
I don't know. It's on Spotify. It's just like that chain you can go through, like fans also like. And I started, I think from Medeski, Martin, and Wood. Do you know that band?
I got them too, yeah.
I think from them, I learned about them and that album. Yeah, that's funny you like that album. I mean, that's it's kind of out there, a little spacey kind of album. You don't just put it on to dance or something, You definitely put that on if you're like out in the woods, like looking for owls or something.
You know what's funny though? I actually majored in graphic design, so kind of in the wheelhouse of what you're doing. And that album, I would put that on, and it just helped me work.
Yeah, if you're like drawing or something, a deep project like that, for sure.
I got another band for you, totally different, but instrumental like them, and I want to know what you're gonna think. But so my point is, you've been sharing all these. Who would you recommend for people? Because you've been doing a lot.
Oh, well, I even honestly just do that to feel like I'm part of the world, to put like something on social media, Well, so who would I recommend as a like band or an artist to look at?
Like anyone out there, like over the people you shared that you're like, oh, you guys should really check out this one. Like if you're into X, Y, or Z, check them out. Or if not, don't even sweat it.
I mean, Stereo Joe, you gotta check out their 3 albums out now, right?
That's it.
One of
all
them.
Right. That's all we need to know. No.
I don't know. I've been listening to a lot of Jamiroquai. A lot of people probably know Jamiroquai, though. They're kind of like an English funk band, soul band. So I've been listening to that kind of stuff. I don't know. I was just at my sister's for Thanksgiving in Portland, and she shows me a lot of cool music. She shows me like a lot of sad girl music, though, like that kind of stuff. But honestly, I like it. Like there's
Like
the one
Annie
band,
DeFranco or like newer stuff?
I don't know, that newer stuff more so. Like Soccer Mommy was the one band that she showed me. Obviously, you got like Phoebe Bridges. She's blowing up right now.
Oh.
She's pretty cool.
Dude, I love
Wow,
soccer
man.
moms. I'm at that age in my life though, but
Yeah.
He loves the bands.
Oh yeah, the band or
if this band's a knocking, rocking, I can't even say it right. All right. Well, listen, we're going to a bit of a live footage. Nick, you know what song we're about to play. Tell us about it real quick.
This is actually from a live feed, a live stream that you guys did. It's one of your more newer songs off your second EP or your latest EP that you've had, and it's actually the second song into the stream, if you remember what that is. Actually, right after you appear in the video and introduce yourself.
I know it's all written, can't you find it? The light bill strikes again, and it's erratic. Your mind is all pitch black, and here's the sinners. You think that you're clever, you're just finer. I know you took it miles away. Here comes the storm and night of stray. All the chaos, will it end? Where is this object to land? The fuse is set its sail, yet the liner. The war's now begun, yet the fighters. Is your mind thinking, did I just lose? It's time to detonate the spring fuse. I know you took it miles away. Here comes the stormy night of spray. Oh, what the chaos, will it end? Where is this object to land? Oh, the picket, oh, the hiding, oh, the lion, I knew it was you. I know you took it miles away. Here comes the stormy night of spray. Oh, all the chaos, will it end? Where is this object to land?
We're just chilling with Matt from Blind Choice right now. What's up, Matt?
Hey, what's up, Jimmy? Hey, thanks for
Dylan.
playing that, man. Reminding me of the good old
Absolutely,
days.
man. Yeah, right? How long ago was that?
That's actually a good question. I don't know.
It could have been like
It had to be
6
during
months.
COVID. Yeah, it had to be
Yeah,
during
I was
COVID
gonna
because
say,
it was a
it's-
live stream.
It's pretty recent. All right, let's get Nick and Remy back on here real quick. What's up, guys?
Hey, that was awesome.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Dude, I love those bass lines that you do. They're just so nice.
Oh, I appreciate it, Nick. Yeah, man, I can't wait. I mean, we were actually just talking too. I was talking to Tanner, and he was asking too if they should like slow it down. I'm thinking we slow it down. What do you think about like 40 BPM for when we play the show? in on the 30th because I don't know if I could keep up with them. You know, they play fast punk rock music.
Is
Yeah,
this okay?
And you've been away at school, so you're like, oh shoot, you know, but you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be jumping right back.
so?
And you said you got the guitar out there with you.
Yeah.
And that would be your first show back with them?
Actually, we have 2 acoustic shows. Let me see if I can get the dates. One is on the 19th for Rock in the Valley.
Ooh, okay.
I think that would be online, like live stream or something. And the other is Noelle's birthday. That's Tanner's mom, our drummer. It's her birthday. We're playing an acoustic show. I don't know where it's at, but if you want to go, if you find out where it is.
Everybody goes to Tanner's mom's party. All right.
Yeah.
Exactly, guys. Put on that dress up, bring a gift. I'm coming to eat all the food. Are you kidding?
Yeah, got cake and everything.
No, dude. Well, real quick, going back to the music, you know, I'm such a big fan of you. You know, I love when you guys perform. You know, you guys bring great energy. Just in case no one's ever seen you before, who's one of your top influences, and you know, like that really influenced your sound?
Well, obviously, Flea, Red Hot Chili Peppers. Lately, Stuart Zender. He's the bassist for Jamiroquai. Well, back in the day, in the 90s, he was.
Yeah, he's great.
And he's really cool. Yeah, he has some really out there bass lines, but they're groovy. And people like, there's just so many to name. I mean, you guys have Victor Wooten on here in the past. He's a really big influence. He's cool. Jaco Pastorius. You know, all those greats. Even like, it doesn't even have to be bassists, I guess.
Yes, it does. No, I'm kidding.
I was gonna say, what's one of your non-bass influences?
Maybe Manchester City Soccer is
Okay.
probably one. They're killing it this year. Eric Andre, he's pretty cool.
I saw that one movie. What's that one movie he just had recently on Netflix?
Bad Trip.
Oh God, that was hilarious. I'm never getting my car washed again.
No, man, he's nuts. They had like live bears on his set and everything. In his Eric Andre show, yeah, like grizzly bears and everything.
Oh my God,
it was nuts.
Yeah, it's great. I know. I don't know if I could be a guest on that show though. This is a little bit easier, right?
Yeah, for sure. I would be so scared. Which I don't think a lot of the guests like no, they just sign up for it and go. And like he'll be puking oatmeal, like he'll have oatmeal that he drinks out of his mug and like puke it up onto the table and everything.
We gotta step up our game over here, guys.
Rem, if you've never seen this show, it's like out of control.
I need to.
Oh yeah, that's why we bring Matt on. He tells us about all this stuff.
Yeah.
Well, Matt, bro, I've missed you like crazy, man, and it was so good to talk to you. And I can't wait to see you on the 30th when we play together. But before we let you go, tell everyone where to check you out.
You can check out Blind Choice on all the streaming platforms, Spotify, Instagram, of course, Facebook, all that kind of stuff. Just look up Blind Choice on Google. We might come up. We might be the second pick. Who knows? I know there's like a movie out there actually called Blind Choice. So that might come up first, but
I think I saw it. Well, listen, bro. I didn't see the movie, but I saw the link.
Yeah, the thumbnail for it. Yeah.
I'm like, those bastards moving in on my boy territory. But anyway, man, it was great to talk to you, and I'm sure I'll message you before then. But thanks again for coming on, bro.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Can't wait to see you guys again.
Oh, my pleasure. I can't wait, dude. Talk to you soon.
All right, see you guys.
All right, later. Guys, if you're just tuning in, this is the Stereo Joe Show. That was Matt from the band Blind Choice. He's a bass player extraordinaire. Go follow them right now. We're good. We're lucky to call them our good friends. So we're going to be playing with them on December 30th. So you're not going to want to miss that. Stroudsburg, here we come. But now we're getting to the man of the hour. I am so excited to have this next guest on. His name is Boris Pelekh, and he is a singer, a guitar player, a songwriter. He's in a pretty cool band. But today we're going to be talking about his solo music, and he actually has a new single out right now called Vultures. It's on Spotify. It just dropped. I'm really a big fan of it, and I'm actually writing a new album that's going to be sounding a lot like this. So I'm excited. It was just what a coincidence that we have him on. So please welcome to the show. Let's welcome Boris. Hey.
Hey, Jimmy. How you doing?
Doing well. I'm super excited to talk to you.
Likewise. How's it going?
Hey, I'm doing well. We get to the main event here, and I went and listened to your song, and I love it, man. To tell you the truth.
Thank you so much. It was it was a effort of being locked down in New York, thankfully in a recording studio, which was at my house at the time. So it gave kind of a lot of time to experiment, as I've never really made music like that before. So it was interesting.
Yeah, and I was just going to ask you that. It's a little bit different from what you normally do, and what had kind of brought you there. Now, you said you were locked in the studio, but was there someone else's song that you listened to and you said, "Huh, that's an interesting direction I'd like to go," or did it just kind of happen when you were looking through the sound bank and you pulled up this cool sound and said, "Let me go with this"?
I was talking to a friend. I remember during that era a lot. We have this buddy who actually is a really well-known musician and actor called Alex Wolf. And we often send each other songs and things that we're writing and things we're working on, like demos and kind of like ideas. We just have this kind of like a collaborative kind of relationship. And he started sending me some stuff that he's much younger. This is what makes our relationship very interesting. He's in his early 20s. I obviously am not. And he always sends me these new things that he's listening to that are kind of coming up, like the kind of music of today or from the younger generation. And he started sending me like a couple of things, and they sounded really reminiscent of kind of like new wave 80s stuff, which I was never an enormous fan of, but I always liked. I grew up around it, and in Soviet Union, when I lived there, and when I was still a kid, it was huge everywhere. You heard it everywhere. Mm-hmm. So, and I was like, and I started asking, like, what is this? What is this like 80s throwback thing? And he was like, yeah, it's happening. And he started kind of putting me onto a bunch of stuff that was happening in that genre, and I was like, wow, this is really cool. It's interesting, and it holds some kind of piece in my story, in my musical story. So I was like, why don't I make a track like this? So I decided to do it. I had the time for sure. Usually it would be just too much of an undertaking to just kind of, and I didn't do it kind of like in a typical way, just using sample. I kind of created everything on my own. I created all the drums, all the samples, all the synths. I kind of just made it from scratch to just really kind of get a grasp on it.
Yeah, that's really cool. And I was going to say, when I was listening to it, that sound I do hear a little bit about, like, so with the Weeknd a little bit right now, which is really going good, really going big for him. But I love that you had, your own version of it, which I thought was really cool. And I was wondering, like you said, did you build it from scratch? And you did. So that's really interesting. The one thing I like about it is it has that feel of that retro, but it's a lot cleaner. And I'm assuming that's because it's digital versus analog. But I thought it was really tight and really clean. Now, are you snapping it to grid, or is it like is on with the click, or how are you doing it?
Well, I did. Well, okay. So I'll answer the question in kind of two phases. So I didn't want it to sound like it was made in that era. I wanted it to sound fresh and new with that kind of like aesthetic, kind of just like a little bit of that aesthetic. So I did want it to sound much cleaner and much more, tight and kind of like higher resolution, if you will, for lack of a better term. So it doesn't sound like an 80s track. So it has that kind of newer aesthetic with the old aesthetic in it. It was done to so I programmed some drums using I made some like drum sounds to a grid, but then I had a buddy play over it. And that actually, what I ended up doing was something interesting. I took his drums and his groove that was played to a click, but obviously he's a human, so it has its natural movement and its natural groove. And then I took some of his grooves and put some samples to kind of go along with his grid map, meaning the samples that I used are playing along to his placement on the grid, if that makes sense.
Totally.
So the final result, you know, going past all the complicated technical stuff, is it's not on the grid. It is played by a human, and then I took that groove and snapped some things to it.
Excellent. Yeah, because I was gonna say it sounded really cool. I just loved it, and I didn't listen to it on headphones, which is the next step, because you know you always hear a little secret something in there, like, oh, I like what he did with that. But now, did you find it to be a challenge from what you normally do?
Yes and no. I mean, I did so much as a producer. I've done so much live music. It has its own challenges, you know. It has a lot of its own challenges. I mean, music that is a little bit more electronic of this sort has its own challenges. So I guess there were new, I would say, kind of new complications and new, I don't know, you know, artistic anxieties that I don't get when recording a live band. But it's all one and all. You know what I mean? It's all art. It all has its own complexities and its own beauties and its own anxieties, and you know the deal.
I love it. And you know, too, it's like a risk because it's something different than your fan base normally hears. How has it been received by them?
It's been great. So because I'm kind of delving in a lot of worlds to begin with, I don't have a specific fan base of just one type of people, one type of listeners. I mean, playing in Gogol Bordello already attracts all sorts of listeners, anywhere from punk rockers to just people that love fun dance music to people that love just Eastern European music. And there's just such a wide variety of fans that kind of follow this group, right? Then I have my other stuff, which is Hey Guy has been my band for many years, and that's very kind of like artsy, David Bowie, kind of Radioheady kind of rock. And now this coming out is, it's a little bit off the scale of what has been happening, but because the audience is already so diverse, I don't think it's losing a lot of people. People are already used to the fact that there's a lot of things being kind of going on and happening. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. They're basically what's Boris going to come up with next. So they're ready for it, which I love. Now I got to bring on the lady that helped make this happen. Talking to her. Her name is Remy. So let me welcome her to the show.
Hey, Boris.
Hi, Remy. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Excellent.
It's nice to meet you face to face.
Likewise.
Thanks for coming on.
Of course. It's great to be on. I'm actually, this is the part that I haven't mentioned. I'm actually in Guatemala.
Oh, wow.
And not even in like Guatemala City. I'm like 4 hours out of the city. Behind me is actually a volcanic lake. You just can't see it because it's dark. But
oh, that's so cool. What are you doing there?
I've been coming here ever since the lockdown in New York, which is normally where I live. And I still live there part-time. I started coming here. I discovered an incredible place to kind of decompress and write music and practice yoga and just do everything that is very hard to do in New York because of the rhythm of how New York is. So I've been spending a lot of time here.
That's really cool. Do you get to play down there? Or there?
Yeah, so there's like there's a local community here that kind of knows what I do, and it's a very small community. So I do play shows here once in a while just for them. And it's always very well received. I did that more during my kind of long stay here. I stayed here during maybe like 3/4 of the lockdown. So I got really lucky.
Wow.
That I discovered this place. It has a temperate climate, so everything's outdoors, so nothing ever really got shut down here. Everything was kind of always just happening. COVID didn't really affect this place very hard. But yeah, I did a bunch of shows during those times. Now I'm kind of, because touring is back, now I'm working a lot again and touring a lot, and then I have all these different projects that I'm a part of. I'm only coming here on like on my time off. So right now I have two weeks off between tours. And recordings. I just recorded with Gogol in Vermont, and I came here right afterwards, and I'm going out doing some touring in December. So I'm just spending this free kind of 2 weeks here.
Wow. Is it a solo tour, or are you going with Gogol?
Actually, I'm playing guitar for this guy named Mark Martel. He's a guy I occasionally play with. I'm not their regular guitar player, but I sub in when their regular guy can't make it. Mark Martel is this unbelievable singer who sang the voice of Freddie Mercury in the Bohemian Rhapsody movie.
Oh, cool.
He's
Nice.
he's a virtuoso, insane singer, and he's gotten really popular because he does this incredible Freddie Mercury singing, and he does this like 2.5 hours of Queen music, which they call it the Queen extravaganza. It's not really like a cover band. It's more of just like this guy. He's just like an anomaly. He's so good. He's so popular. His videos get 10 million views because it's just. I mean, you can go watch it. It's just unbelievable how good this guy is. So he's gotten really popular doing this Queen stuff. So he has this little thing that he does. It's not little actually. They play. I've played arenas with them in Europe.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's how popular he is these days. And occasionally I do tours with him when their normal guitar player can't make it.
Well, I'll tell you, you're an awesome performer yourself. I've seen some of your videos. You guys are a lot of fun, and so we're gonna go to a performance now, or in a couple minutes, whenever you're ready. But before we do, I wanted to talk a little bit about your songwriting. We got this new song, Vultures, out. Do you have a process? Does it change a little bit every time? Do you start with a certain instrument? Do you have do you start with lyrics before a melody, or vice versa? Any rhythm?
That's a really actually amazing question. I find I would like to ask that question to every songwriter that catches my interest, because it's that is like the golden question, right? For me, my process is that has worked very well is I kind of try to find a space, meaning environmentally, that is visually inspiring. I don't like to write. That's just why I say that it's hard for me to write in New York, because just apartments and it doesn't really do it for me. I try to find a space visually and that is inspiring, like a space where you're sitting and just kind of get into the vibe, get into the mode, the energy of the place. And then I like to just start strumming something on a guitar. Guitar is easy because you can bring it with you anywhere. I sometimes write on piano, but obviously it's not as mobile. So guitar is easy because you just carry it on your shoulder anywhere you go. And I just like to start kind of just strumming and finding just a color. And that color could be a chord that's just very plain and that I've heard a million times, or just maybe like a diode, just like two notes. I don't really know what the what the root note is. It's just these two notes, and then just kind of start playing around with them. And then I just like to kind of delve into the scene where I'm sitting, close my eyes, and just start singing and just see what comes out. And then once you start singing, then it kind of just starts to find itself. And then it's like a puzzle. Then you have the first piece. You have that first you don't even know what the chord is yet. You just have this modality, and then this melody, and then where does it go next? And then you kind of just start putting the puzzle together. That's the way I've always done it, and I find it extremely productive for the way my brain is wired. But obviously, it's not everybody's process.
That's an awesome process, to tell you the truth. And then do you end up bringing it to other musicians, and then they just add a little something to it too, or is it all recorded ahead of time and then they just play along?
I generally I think the easiest way to answer this is I think I'm an enormous fan of the song. So for me, I always kind of try to find the song first before I do anything. So I try to find that verse and that chorus that live together that tell a story, even if there are no lyrics yet. That tell a story, just an emotional kind of story, even with before the words. Or maybe there's some words. Maybe there's 3 words. Oh, that's another thing, actually, to add to the first question is the more words that come out when you just kind of closing your eyes and finding that vibe, the better it is, because those words kind of also kind of unveil that puzzle, right? Because sometimes, like, what should I write about, or what should the song be about? Who knows? What is this emotion? Is it sad? Is it happy? Is it this girlfriend? Is it that girlfriend? Is it this boyfriend, or whatever it happens to be? But then I think when you're kind of like downloading the idea that's coming to you, or maybe sometimes it's not coming to you, but the days that it is coming to you, I try to speak as many words as it's coming, because I feel like that's what's being downloaded. Like, the melody comes with the lyric, right? So going back to the second question that you were asking, like, how does it come then to an arrangement? So I try to find the song before I do anything. So a few words, a few lyrics, maybe just the feeling, maybe just 3 words, right? And then once that's happening, then I try to start finding the arrangement, whether it's bringing it to a band or bringing it into just like a session and just like kind of like messing around with some drums, if it's that kind of song. Messing around with some other textures, maybe with a bass line. I find that bass line sometimes uncover a lot of the mystery of where the song should be. Just trying to play bass to a song idea sometimes unveils, oh, this is what it should feel like.
That's right up Remy's ears. She's a bass player, so she's loving that.
Yeah, bass is everything. I find that so much information is in the bass.
Yeah.
Just how it moves and how it, not necessarily the notes or maybe the groove, or there's just so much, you know. Obviously the drums too. I mean, groove is everything, but depending on the song. But I think there's so much information. I always look at it like that. I always tell people that I've held some songwriting master classes, and I always tell people that the song is already written, it's already done, it's finished. You just have to unveil it. Like, it's a puzzle. The puzzle is already done. The picture is already existing. You just have the pieces, and now you have to put them together, right? So it's like, how do you get to the final picture, right? So it's like, how do you find the routing?
Interesting.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
I like that perspective a lot.
Yeah. That was great. And I think that was a great build up. If you don't mind, if you're ready to perform, that would be awesome.
with all those things in mind.
Great segue. Yeah.
Take notes, everybody.
I'll do an acoustic version of that very song.
Perfect. All right, great. Yes, excellent. Yeah, and I think we were going to
remember
hit that echo cancellation thing.
What's that?
Do you mind hitting that echo cancellation button again?
Oh, right.
That way we'll get you good sound. I'll tell you what, it's been, I feel like I'm out of my league with you. You're awesome. Can't wait. We'll be back.
We'll climb in through your ceiling and destroy all the meaning, and we're not forgiven. We exist for this feeling, so start spreading the message that we are vultures and we're not forgiven. We exist for this feeling. We are vultures. We exist for this feeling. 'Cause we are vultures of the night. We'll climb in through your ceiling. 'Cause we are vultures of the night. that you're grieving, that keeps all of us breathing, and we're not forgiven. We exist for this feeling, so alert all the heathens that we are vultures and we're not forgiven. We exist for this feeling. We exist for this feeling. 'Cause we are vultures of the night. We'll climb in through your ceiling. 'Cause we are vultures of the night. We are vultures. 'Cause we are vultures of the night. And we are vultures. 'Cause we are vultures of the night. We exist for this feeling. 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 In time we'll come on to the plane that we were aging for, looking for, destined for. We exist for this feeling. 'Cause we are vultures of the night. We'll climb in through your ceiling. 'Cause we are vultures of the night. We are vultures. 'Cause we are vultures of the night. And we are vultures. 'Cause we are vultures of the night. We exist for this feeling. 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 We exist for this feeling.
Bro, absolutely amazing. Wow.
Thank
If
you.
don't mind, hit that echo cancellation only because I'm looping back. But holy smokes, that was unbelievable. I got a couple of notes I took for that I just thought were amazing. Number
Thank
one,
you.
hearing the original versus what you just did there. Wow. You know, you got a lot of not production, but a lot extra sounds on the one that's up on Spotify now. That was raw and emotional. Holy smokes. Guys, you're going to want to go see the difference. They're both amazing. All right, number two. I loved how you came out of the chorus back into the verse. It was kind of your vocal line meets the end of this one really cool chord you did. Oh, awesome. All right, then you had awesome cadence and word flow throughout. It was like the lyrics, like they kept playing like back and forth with each other. It was so cool. And then the melody was amazing. And finally, the bridge. I love the chord changes that you did in there, man. Dude, I'm a huge fan right now, dude. That was amazing.
Thank you so much, Jimmy.
All
I
right.
should have probably warmed up my voice a little bit. It's like I performed this song live a couple of times, and today I kind of was just like, yeah, I've done it a few times, but I realized like I usually do it in the middle of my set when I'm already like when we're already cooking. You know what I mean? It's a tough song to kind of pick up out of like a non-singing day. You know what I mean?
I'll tell you what, though, that was so awesome. And I feel so honored, honestly, that you played that on this show here, really. But let me bring in my other guys real quick so I don't fanboy forever to hear the whole time. No, that was amazing, man.
Yeah, that was so good. I loved every ounce of that. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
That was incredible. And it really did give us a good feeling that we're happy to be existing here to feel. And that acoustic guitar you were playing had a really nice sound. I noticed also in a lot of your pictures and videos, you're always with a couple of different guitars. Do you have one particularly that you like to play and like write mostly on, or does it just kind of?
Yeah, I have two. Actually, this is one of them. It's a nylon string, really kind of cheap, Alvarez. I took it after a tour that I got like really destroyed on, and I just kind of like fixed it up a little bit, and now I don't feel bad about like kind of beating it around, you know. So I took it to Guatemala, and I just kind of keep it here because this is where I write a lot. Yeah. These days I come down here, but I also have another nylon in New York that I grew up with playing that I love as well. It's just nylons are just so easy to play. I find, and on the days that you're just kind of like, you know, sometimes an idea comes and you're just waking up or something, you just like don't have the energy to play like a very heavy-handed instrument. I always find nylons are just so warm and so easy and so like, you know, chill and graceful.
That's cool, and I agree. That song was proof. The guitar had such a really nice warm sound to it too.
Yeah, this one is a very lucky one. It really
and you had mentioned
really nice. It sounds really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Nick, I think Nick cut out. All right. So now you got a bunch of gigs coming up with a bunch of different groups and everything. But where are you going to be performing that song around me where I could come see it?
I'm planning to do a bunch of touring with this new material in the next year. I'm still figuring out how it's all gonna work out. There was this kind of talk about me joining, if you remember those guys, The Darkness, those guys, and doing some opening for them, just a solo acoustic, just doing like these songs in an acoustic way, kind of like what I just did there. This fall didn't work out, but might work out for next year. We'll see. Short of like a supporting kind of role, I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to tour this material. Still figuring it out, but definitely next year is going to be a bunch of stuff. And yes, in your area. Where are you in Jersey?
North Jersey.
Yeah, like
so you're close to New York.
Yeah, like a half hour, 40 minutes.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be stuff in New York, and Jersey is on the plan. Just have to sort out how and which way it's going to be happening and presented, and etc.
We'll have to go.
Probably acoustic at first. Probably just kind of like a promo tour.
Well, I'll be all in. I can't wait to hear what else you got going on. What other like songs go with that acoustic? Nick, are you back?
Yeah, I'm here now.
What do you got for us, man? I'm sorry, you were talking.
No. I appreciate you catching that, but you had mentioned that Guatemala is that you like to go to write. Is there any place that you've gone to that you've toured that you really would like to go visit again that you just haven't gone to yet?
Yeah, I mean, so many. I love going to Europe. We're actually with Gogol Bordello. We're doing an Eastern European tour in June, and those are places that I love to visit. I mean, they remind me of where I was born. We're not going to Russia I mean, that's a whole other story. But we're going to a lot of like former Soviet republics, like Latvia, Lithuania,
Wow.
Estonia, and also non-former republics such as Serbia and Croatian, places like that. So I love to go to those places a lot. It's it's a very different world, but it's also a familiar world in a very kind of distant way. And it's also, I mean, it's beautiful. But
Now,
also
I
touring
hear-
in the US is really beautiful too, depending on where you go.
I hear in Europe they're big into live music. Do you find that to be the case?
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And also, once again, going back to Eastern Europe, some of these Eastern European countries just started getting tours like 5-10 years ago. Like nobody used to go there. So they're psyched,
Yeah, exactly. It's funny. I don't know if you ever seen that like funny meme on Instagram. It's like world tour, and it's like Japan, Australia, Great Britain, and America. But
Right.
I'm glad to see those Eastern satellite
Yeah.
countries are finally getting. And you're right. Like I saw a video from Brazil where they don't get, because I heard in South America too. Like Brazil would obviously get the most, but there's not a lot of big venues. So sometimes like certain bands don't get down there as much. And so when they get them, they really appreciate them, and they go balls to the wall, which is exciting.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you find that there's a different appreciation when you go to those places than there is like maybe in the States for live music?
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, I feel like it works that way with anything. So if there's a deficit for something, it doesn't happen often. So people are much more hungry,
That's cool.
In South America and Latin American countries, it's very hard to tour because it's very dangerous to go between countries by road. So mostly what the people get are festivals, and there are some massive festivals in like Mexico and Brazil and sometimes in Bogota and Colombia. But they don't get much tours because it's very hard to tour. You can't really just like get in a bus or a van and go around. It doesn't really work that way over there. The roads are very dangerous. It's hard to get between. Distances are very, very vast, and everything's very far away from each other. So it's a hard continent to tour on. So they don't get much Western tours. They get festivals. So yeah, it's always fun to play Latin America. Whereas Eastern Europe, as of like 5-10 years ago, has been getting a lot of tours. It's an easy destination to jump from like Germany or Italy or whatever. It's right there. It's just the infrastructure wasn't there before, and like the politics weren't there before, but now there are. But you can still feel it that it's a new thing for them.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's exciting. The energy, and I think in the States, we were taking live music for granted for a while, but then once the lockdowns hit with COVID, I think people started to really get hungry and itch for live music again. So, I've been noticing that the people are a little bit more amped up for us, which has been exciting. So it's always a good thing. So
absolutely.
Yeah, and now with you and everything, I can't wait to come and see you, man. That was such an honor to have you on the show, and I super appreciate you coming out. Remy, thank you so much for setting this up. Boris, before we let you go, because it's not easy to let you go, but I'm gonna let you go because I know you got a life.
We don't want to, but we have to, I guess, huh?
That's all. But so we want everyone to go check out Vultures. That's on Spotify. But is there anywhere else that they should contact you? Like, is there an email list? Is there a website that you want them to go check out?
As far as the solo stuff that I'm doing, I kind of Instagram is the best place. I'm kind of putting out all the behind the scenes and the new kind of ideas. I share a lot of my kind of process on Instagram and just a lot of what I'm doing. I travel a lot, like I jump between, Guatemala and tour and New York. And I spend a lot of time in UK these days. So, and all of that is kind of there. And I share a lot of like song ideas and even like sometimes do like a full live song, just like I did here on Instagram, and some kind of like a background of some like cool nature spot.
Cool.
Nice.
So yeah,
Well,
that's what. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say, as soon as we get off, I'm literally going to Instagram and following you, and that's your first name dot your last name, which is Pelekh. We're gonna put it back up on the screen, but everyone go follow Boris. He's an awesome singer, awesome songwriter. He's in like 10,000 bands. They're all awesome. Go follow them all right now. And honestly, such a pleasure and like a dream to have you on the show. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you, really.
You guys are awesome. Thank you so much.
You too.
It's really nice meeting you.
Likewise.
Take
All
care.
right, take it easy, guys. Thanks so much. Guys, it was so hard to let Boris go. I didn't want to do it, but I can't be that guy. Awesome, man. So, all right, guys, that was the show. Trust me, go watch it again. I love that dude. And honestly, Rem, woo, you're the best. Guys, Nick, you are too. Come on, George. Don't be sad. George,
That was
Nick, the
crazy.
Viking.
You look exactly alike in that. It was really creepy.
He showed me a video. I forgot the name of it, but I saw like 2 scenes of George, and for a minute, I wondered when I filmed that.
Is there something you're not telling us?
A reincarnation.
Time traveler. Guys, shout out to Mateo. Mateo,
Mateo,
thank you so much. You are awesome. Can't wait to see you on the 30th. And that was a cool episode. Really, Boris is a cool person. So I was pumped. I'm on cloud 9 right now. All right, for Jimmy James and the rest of the gang, get out of here. Good night. Have a good